Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the channel, my favorite channel to upload. First of all, thank you guys for 50,000 subscribers. I really wasn't expecting that. I've just been uploading videos to this channel. 50,000 subscribers. That's crazy. So thank you guys. I'm glad you guys enjoy these videos. I love making these videos. And really with this channel, I'm just making videos when I want to make them, when we've got stuff to talk about, when it makes sense, and when I'm really excited to make the content. So thank you guys so much for watching. I was going to say as well, besides the 50,000 subscribers, the comments on this channel have been insane. I've never had videos posted with so many comments in my life. Hopefully you guys are not AI bots. I think you're real people. I've been talking to some of you guys in the comments. Anyways, look, we're talking Champions League, round of 16. I had to get this out today. I've worked so much this week. I was like, I'm not going to do anything today, but I'm like, oh my God, I got to get this up because we have games this Tuesday. All right, this Tuesday we've got games, man. Woo! Round of 16. This is going to be, in my opinion, because of the format of the Champions League table this season, it's going to be the best round of 16. I think it's going to go up there in the all-timers for round of 16s. I was looking through, I'm not going to sit here and say I was doing 800 hours of research, all right? But I've been really looking through these games the last few days, trying to make up my mind, how I feel about them, trying to not let any bias get in the way. I don't know what I couldn't speak right there. And look, I've come to some conclusions. Look, I'm going to make first leg predictions with scores, okay? We're going to give some thoughts on that. And then we're going to give early thoughts on who I think is going to break through in these round of 16 matchups. But look, don't hold me to my early predictions because they will change, and obviously it's not fair to just sit here and say, I think this team is going to advance. We don't really know. We got to see what it looks like in the first leg to make those predictions for the second leg predictions. Obviously, a lot can change, but we're going to make early predictions, so we're going to give game-by-game thoughts, first leg score predictions, and maybe just thoughts on who I think is going to go through and what I'm seeing. And I'm going in no specific order. We're going to go through every single matchup in this video, man. So drop a thumbs up if you guys like it. I'm getting this one up early for you guys, 3 days. Get in the comments what you think is going to happen. Look, there's been a lot of surprises, all right? A lot of surprises this Champions League with the way the table has gone. We've seen some teams go home that are very respectable teams, all right? Already going home. Juventus already going home packing. Man City already going home. And there's a lot of teams, all right? There's a lot of teams that just snuck in this competition and are now peaking at a very, very good time of the year. And that's actually where we're going to start with the first round matchup of PSG versus Liverpool. Guys, this has been the most headache outside of one other game for me to do in terms of a prediction of what I think is going to happen. I can't predict this one for the life of me. All right, I know you're going to sit there and say PSG, it's a farmers league, PSG, this, that. I'm going to tell you guys, I've been watching PSG play. This is one of the scariest teams in football right now. The way those guys are playing, they're moving a different level. I don't even know if I've seen PSG look this good ever. I'm being dead ass, all right? The amount of unselfishness, the amount of goals they're scoring. Now, look, I just watched the first half, at least the first 40. It's still going. I turned it off at 44. They were cooking, all right? Lille is also in the round of 16 knockouts. For me, is one of the very respectable French teams, and they just kicked Brest's ass 10-0, 10-0, 10 goals. I mean, I was talking about this last week. Anytime you get 10 freaking goals in a Champions League, I mean, the teams that have done that in the past, we don't need to go through and give exact examples, but the teams that have done that type of performance in the past have been lethal. I mean, the recent team that I can think about is that Bayern Munich team who was beating every single team in 2 legs, but like 8+ goals. I mean, the Barca 8-2, all those games, man, they were just crazy. So, guys, I'll be honest, this PSG team has more than enough firepower to win this matchup. And it's crazy saying that. You guys watch this channel. You know how I feel about Liverpool this season. You know how I feel. But if I were to give you a genuine prediction for this right here, right now, I'm a little scared. And I'm going to go and make a bold prediction here. And this might surprise you guys. And that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not letting bias get in the way. I've been watching a lot of Liverpool recently. I like what I see from Liverpool in the recent couple games. I feel like they have turned a page. They've been looking good. They're going to be rested for this game as well, which is a huge variable because these boys have been really grinding this season. All right? They've got some leeway in the Prem. They're going to be rested. They're going to feel motivated. I'm very in between for this prediction if I think PSG is going to win by a goal or if they are going to draw. Now, something I wanted to point out as well that I pulled up here, all right, is I pulled up away and home records. All right, Liverpool have lost 1 game away in the Champions League this year. PSG have lost 2. And if you take a look at home records, obviously, you guys can understand Liverpool is 4-0, but PSG have drawn 1 and lost 1. So this one for me is tough, because you look at this matchup right here, and you think to yourself, okay, PSG is absolutely cooking right now. Absolutely cooking. They're putting up crazy numbers. They're posting clean sheets. They have a great 11. You know, you break down this 11. Look at the team that's playing right now, okay? Look at the team that's playing right now, right? And they're resting some players still. They're still resting some players. Kvaratskhelia is not playing right now, all right? They got some rotation players playing this game. They're very solid in the midfield, very solid in the backline. I love their midfield, all right? We don't have to even get into their attack. With Dembele's playing the best of his career football. Barcola's insane. Desiree's insane. Kvaratskhelia is insane. They have such a talented squad. But is this going to be one of those situations, right, where you can play this good and then you run into a team like Liverpool and it doesn't really matter? Now, the way that I see this one, PSG obviously has this game home, first leg. I don't see any scenario where this game has less than 2 goals. I just don't see it. So I look at this initially, and I'm saying 1-1, 2-2. That's how I feel about this. Look, for Liverpool, I think the Liverpool team as a whole is not going into this PSG red-hot team, and they're going in a way really like, we need to win this game. I think they're looking at this game saying they would like to win, but I think a draw is more than good enough, right? Because you go back to Anfield, second leg, you guys have been there, you've seen that moment, the crowd will be behind you. So for me, when I look at this, PSG fans, I think this is a must-win game. I think this is a must-win game. I think you got to come out of this game with a win. It doesn't have to be by a lot of goals, but give yourself a chance, because I see this as if it's 2-2, it's 1-1. I'm just going to really favor Liverpool in that second leg. So I think 3-2 would be a nice spot for PSG. It's really hard for me to choose against Liverpool, because Liverpool for me are just such a team that I feel can adapt to any situation, any scenario. They have gained my respect so much this season. We look at how they've done. Just overall, they've lost 1 game in the Premier League, all right? And they've lost 1 game in the Champions League. They are a very hard team to beat. PSG is a team that was not doing great in the Champions League. Now they've gotten into this insane form. But is it possible, all right, that when you meet a giant like Liverpool, it's not sustainable to continue that form as good as you have been playing? Is that possible? So I look at this game, prediction, man, do I want to say PSG is going to win this game? Oh, do I want to say PSG is going to win this game with how good they're playing? Do I really want to go against my gut and say that Liverpool are going to lose this game? Oh, my goodness, with how good they've been this season. That would be a ball buster for me to do. Oh, God. I'm going to do it. Oh, I'm going to do it. PSG 2-1 in this game. I'm going to say PSG 2-1. But I will tell you this. This is one of my predictions here. And I'm going out and I'm going to start saying some crazy stuff in this video. I think we could see Liverpool do the typical Liverpool come back in the second leg, or this goes to penalties at Anfield. I mean, mamma mia. This is going to be, I think the best or the second best round of 16 matchup. It's really tough for me to predict. I'm a huge, huge believer in teams that are in good form, playing well. Not that Liverpool is not playing well. They're in great form as well. They're not losing games. That's the key. They're not losing games. You know, if PSG go out here and beat them, that is quite impressive. But let me tell you something. It's a different beast, all right? When you play against VVD, Konate, Alisson, this is not these other teams PSG have been putting 7, crazy goals past. It's a whole other level. So you know what? I'm going back on my prediction. This game will be 2-2. This game will be 2-2. 2-2. Going back to Anfield, we're going to be all level, all right? I'm not picking against them. I can't do it, man. I've been riding with this team all season. All right, every single time I do it, we're going 2-2. All right, next one. Brugge Villa. Now, to some of you, this one's a little bit less interesting, all right? Well, you need to wake up, because this one's going to be really good as well. They're putting this on in the early slot for me and for you guys as well. It should be in the dinner time, early dinner time, not late slot. For you guys. Look, Bruges, all right, just knocked out Atalanta. They kind of choked against Man City, which I didn't love. But this is going to be a close matchup. I think this first leg, I am going to predict it's tough because Villa have some injuries. It looks like Emi Martinez is not going to play, which is not good, right? Obviously, for me, he's a huge part of Villa, and they have quite a bit of injuries. We go and look at, away record and how Villa have done in the Champions League. They have not lost. They've not lost at home, but they have not been good. I was looking at this earlier. They were somewhere down here. They have 2 losses away. They haven't even had a draw. And this Villa team, for the most part in the Champions League, I mean, they've had, 1 draw? So, when I'm making predictions here and I'm looking at this, I'm saying, okay, how do these teams compare? Bruges has a very good home record. They don't have a great away record. I think they were somewhere down here. They've lost 2. So for me, It's a different moment. Is this moment going to be too large for Bruges, or are they playing with house money? They're at home. It's a huge moment. I'm still going to go for that reason. 1-1. I think this is going to be 1-1 in this game. I think Emery will be enough to get this result and go back home in the second leg and win this one. I don't see Bruges. I can't see it, man. I can't see them advancing against Villa. You can say what you want about Aston Villa this season. Say what you want, all right? But they are a team that, look, I'm not going to pick against in this moment. I think they have more than enough to get it done. Injuries aside, whatever it is, I think they will find a way here. I think they will get a draw. So that's my prediction. And then I think prediction-wise early, I'm going to say Villa are going to advance in the grand scheme of things. What did I just cook? Okay, what did I just cook? What am I doing here? Where's my Dortmund tab? All right, we're on the tab. All right, we're going to go back. Sorry, guys. We're a little over the place because, I got to pull up. You guys know there's a lot of matchups here. All right, Dortmund versus Lille. Guys, this is a really interesting one because these French teams are just really hard to, know a lot about. I don't watch the French league that much. Brest, Lille, they've not had great showings against PSG in that league. Lille's getting their ass kicked right now. And Brest already went home. Look, Dortmund this season as a whole have not been good. They've really not been good. They've picked up their form a little bit recently. I'm just going to go out and say this. Dortmund, for me, at this point, have now solidified themselves as a very good Champions League team. Most years, they find a way to get it done. You look at their team. Are they going out there every single time with the craziest lineup? No, but I'll tell you this. Guirassy is one of the best goal scorers right now in football. I can't believe the disrespect. So many clubs passed on him this summer. He probably went for a way lower transfer value than he should have. He's very good. He's getting them a lot of goals. And, this team, a lot of this team that's playing right now has seen the moment last year. So a round of 16 game to them versus Lille is nothing, right? I'm picking Dortmund to win this game at home. They did a very good job against Sporting, who's not good this season, but they did a good job. Clean sheet as well. 0-0 in the second leg. Prediction-wise against Lille, what do I see here? I could see Dortmund doing 3-1, 2-1 here. That's what I think. I think we'll see goals in this one, and I think they will go away to Lille as well. And they will take care of business that will get them to advance. But my prediction is 2-1 or 3-1 to Dortmund in this one. We have to pick one prediction. So let's go 2-1. I think Lille's going to be motivated because they just got their ass kicked, and I do think PSG is quite a better team than Dortmund this year. But I think Dortmund are showing out, man. Dortmund, look, however they've done in the league, all right, guys, which is not good. They're not doing well this year. All right, don't let it get distracted. Look, they got 5 wins out of 8, and they finished 10th in the table, and they closed with good form. So, look, they've done all right in the Champions League, and they did all right last year, right? They were a huge upset, story team, so I could see them advancing. I like it. This game is confusing the shit out of me. I'm going to be honest, guys. It's confusing the shit out of me. You want to ask me why? Arsenal cannot score goals right now. And guess what PSG can do? PSV. This team just scores goals, bro. This team, I was watching the recent game, right? And oh my God, dude. I know this PSV team doesn't have the craziest names in their team, but I was watching this Juve game and I'm like, bro, these guys, man, they're just cooking. So, and Juve is a team that's not conceding much. So if you're putting up 4 over 2 legs against Juve, I'm actually impressed. Now look, they're not having a good run of form at all in the league. They're just not playing well. I don't know what's happened in the league. They put up a lot of goals. They're losing games now. But if we call it how it is, okay? These teams faced off recently, a year or 2 years ago, 1-1, okay? Arsenal won the previous time. PSV won the previous time. So it goes back and forth. Arsenal's issue right now, okay? 0-0, 2-0 in the last 4 games, okay? How many goals have they scored in the last 4 games? Guys, they have scored 2 goals in the last 4 games. I don't like that one bit, all right? I don't like it one bit. However, we analyze this matchup. I am going to say I predict 1-1. I know, so boring. Going 1-1 for this one. I think it will be a very close game. I don't think Arsenal has enough in their squad to go away and just, pull out some crazy, crazy win. I think this one will be good to go back, all right, for Arsenal in the second leg. And I still am going to predict Arsenal to advance. I just think defensively, they're going to be too much for PSV. I just don't think PSV is going to be able to break them down. But let me tell you something about Arsenal, all right? A lot of injuries, all right? And I'm not going to call it specific players. Actually, I am. Players need to step up, all right? Odegaard, you want to have all this talk about you? You need to step up, bro, all right? You need to step up. You're not playing well enough recently, all right? So this team has to create more. I know they don't have a striker, but the wing play has to step up. They got to find a way to get more goals, bro. They can't just You're not going to be able to win a Champions League this year, okay? In other years, it's possible. No way this year are these teams that play defensive heavy going to get away, all right, with winning a Champions League. There's too many teams with just insane firepower that are going to outscore you. It doesn't matter how good your defense is. And, you say, oh, well, isn't Liverpool, you say they have the best defense? They also can score a lot of goals, all right? Arsenal can outscore a lot of goals. It's killed them in the league, and it may kill them in the Champions League this season. So I predict Arsenal to advance against PSV in the 2 legs, but I think this will be a draw for PSV at home. And honestly, I don't think PSV is going to be that mad at it. It will give them a chance to go into the 2nd leg. But look, this could go PSV's way, and I'm not even surprised. Say it how it is. All right, you guys are all wondering about this one. I'm feeling worse and worse about this for Real Madrid fans by the day, and no, it's not because of what happened today. All right? And I'm serious. I know they lost to Betis today. I don't really care that they lost to Betis today. I really don't care because Real Madrid at the end of the day, for me, the story of this team has been when they have a large game, they turn up for it. All right? I just think that when they play these massive games, these European nights, it's just different, bro. They play a different speed, a different level, a different passion. Now, we're going to talk why I don't love this right now. First of all, I believe Jude Bellingham is clearly not playing. He's suspended. I don't like that one bit. All right? All these people, Jude Bellingham's overrated. Shut up, man. All right? These guys never kicked a football in their life, bro. Okay? They never kicked a football in their life. If he's so overrated, all right, why don't we see tons of players in the world like him with his work rate, his understanding of the game, his IQ, doing the same thing he's doing? Exactly. We don't, right? So you can shut up, first of all right? Because everyone's saying, oh, you think Jude is good? Oh, you must be a casual. Okay. Keep typing from your couch, bro. Seriously. It's what it is, man. He's a very good player. So first of all, the engine is going to be missing. I don't like that. All right? The man who's connecting, all right, everything to the superstars. I don't like that. Second of all, it's come to my attention that Fede Valverde might not be playing, all right? The unsung hero of this team, all right? The guy who's just insane. Wherever you play him, he's insane. So those two, I'm not liking. Atletico looks a lot healthier going into this matchup. Guys, I think we are going to see potentially some reverse Uno here, okay? We're all used to Madrid having this home advantage, Real Madrid, okay? They, for the first time, are going to be hosting first, which is just funny. It's just funny, right? It's just funny that they're going to have the first leg because usually it always goes back to them second. We look at the head-to-head. Obviously, these two teams always play each other very close. And my prediction for the first leg is going to be 1-1. I think it's going to be 1-1. I think a lot of Real Madrid fans are going to get overreactionary, get all mad. But I look at this in the way that I don't think 1-1 is a bad result with how Atletico Madrid have been playing this season. And for the players that are going to be available for Real Madrid in this game, I believe Jude Bellingham is going to be back in the second leg. And I think Valverde will 100% be back in the second leg. He may even play in this leg. I am going to say 1-1. I think Atletico is just a very hard team to beat this year. All right? Extremely, extremely hard team to beat. Okay? We look at all the games. The crazy Barca game, I was really impressed by them in that game. They're just on a tear of a form here. They're really playing well. So I'm not a huge fan of predicting against teams that are playing well. What is going to happen in the second leg? Real Madrid will go through. I think somehow, some way, whether it's penalties, extra time, is going to take that against this matchup. This is way too good of a matchup for a round of 16. It's just the nature of how the table has, filled this situation this year. I think Real Madrid will go through. I'm not picking against Real Madrid. You guys can go ahead and say you think Atletico Madrid's going to go through. As somebody that watches Real Madrid somehow do it every single season until they don't do it, with at least, there's been seasons they haven't done it, but their team wasn't as good. At the end of the day, this superstar-heavy team, for me, this season, when they want to be there and turn up, they can beat anybody. So, for me, I'm gambling on their mentality. Will they have the players available in Jude and Fede? And, will Mbappe be hungry the way he's been hungry in these big games? And will Vinny be there, man? And will all these players, play to the level we know we're going to get from Rodrigo every single game? Bro's a baller. If Jude's out there, he's going to be working hard. You can say what you want about the defense. Atletico is not the same Atletico for me that the previous seasons. They can really score goals more than they have in the previous years. We usually will see an Atletico in third place right now with like 30 goals. All right, they have 42. They're very hard to score against. But look, anyone who's watching this channel that's an Atletico fan, all right, you guys will have to put up goals, okay? Because what have I been telling every single person watching this channel this season? Okay, there's some teams in this competition that are going to run up the score. PSG, Liverpool, Barca, um, Real Madrid, right? These are teams that over 2 legs, if they get less than 5 or 6 goals, I'm shocked. So Atletico Madrid, look, what we saw from them in the Barca game, if you didn't watch that game, you missed one of the best games of the year. All right? 8 goals total in that game. So this is going to be crazy. I'm saying 1-1 in 1-1 in the first leg, but I think in the second leg is where it's going to pick up. We're going to be seeing like a lot of goals in that one, right? Now, I could be wrong. This could end up being like 3-3 in the first leg. It could be. I'm going to just say 1-1. It's how the teams have played each other in the recent couple years. I still think Real Madrid will find a way to do the Real Madrid in this one. Okay, guys, I'm not going to say anything to this game. I think that, yes, Inter Milan have some injuries, but they will be playing probably their best team, and I don't see a way for Feyenoord. I don't think Feyenoord is going to win this. I don't really rate Milan that much this season. I think they're way up and down. I look at this matchup. I think Inter is going to get a 2-1 or a 1-1 result at Feyenoord. I'm going to go 2-1 to Inter, and I think Inter will win by a couple goals in the second leg when they go back home. Inter have an amazing, amazing home record. I think they have the best home record in the Champions League this season. Let me confirm that. They are 4-0 in the home in the Champions League. I'm not choosing against that. We're going right to the next one. Sorry, Feyenoord fans. I just don't see it. You guys can prove me wrong, and I'm gonna have to update my prediction, but I don't see it. Now look, Leverkusen, Bayern Munich. Guys, Leverkusen is going to beat Bayern Munich and advance in this one. In the overall grand scheme of things, I don't know how it's going to necessarily go down. I really don't. But I do see, for me, I think Leverkusen is going to do better here. I just feel it, man. It's a feeling that I have. Bayern Munich have more experience in this Champions League. Leverkusen, it's tough, man. It's tough because Bayern find a way every year, too, a lot of the time to advance, but I don't know, man. I don't know. This is a real sleeper matchup, though, because both teams this year have been dropping points a lot of games, a lot of draws for both of these teams. We could see it be very close. I think it's going to be 2-2 in the first leg. I think it will be 2-2, and I think Leverkusen will win at home in the second leg. Bayern have not been doing well away. This is kind of a little bit of a different away home, though, because we're staying in Germany. We're staying very close. So it's a little different, but I still think Leverkusen will find a way. I think they are feeling hungry because, look, you could say it's Europa League last season, but crazy win streak. I mean, no normal team in world football goes on that win streak. What was it, like unbeaten streak, like 50 games or something? So they kept a lot of their players. I love what Xabi Alonso's doing for this team and what he's building there. They're really becoming a juggernaut in football. We can look and talk about the table all you guys want. It is what it is in the Bundesliga. Say what you want about this one. I'm not going to be boring on this channel. I know that Bayern Munich might be favored. I think this is going to be 2-2, and I think Leverkusen is going to find a way to go to the next round. Maybe I'm wrong. But I'm just making that prediction, all right? All right. Oh, my God. This is the game. Now, you guys might be like, yo, what was this guy talking about with the other game? This game is going to be sick. I'm telling you guys. I know you say, what? Benfica. Guys. Every single person that watches football, loves this game, all right, is not a casual watcher, will agree with me right now. And the Barca fans, I'm telling you guys, they're a little bit more scared than they will admit. I'm just saying, this was a crazy matchup, man. Crazy matchup. It's going to be crazy again. Benfica have been doing really well in the last couple of games in terms of form. They're looking really good. I can't wait for this one. However, yes, Barca, I think they beat them head-to-head was 5-4. 5-4. Benfica, we go a few years back. I don't look at that stuff with Barca because we look at this team with Barcelona. It's a way different team. Barca's feeling very healthy. Couple injuries for Benfica. We take a look at this matchup. I think Barcelona is going to win this game, all right, in Benfica. I think it's going to be 3-2. And I think Barca will find a way to advance in the second leg. I think there's going to be a lot of goals. I think the second leg is going to be like 3-3 or 3-2 again. I think we're going to see 10-plus goals combined in both legs. So we will see 10 goals from both teams combined. I think Barcelona is going to advance. I'm not doing an upset pick against Barca. They're starting to turn the page. They, a couple months ago, hit some murky water where they weren't looking as good after that hot start, and they're playing really well again. The game the other day was crazy. Pedri is playing like top 5 player in the world level. I mean, how many players in this Barca team right now? You asking me, am I going to choose against this team? All right, when we look at how hot they're playing, how many freaking goals they produce per game, like chances. All right, Yamal, Pedri, Rafinha, Lewandowski. The ability to bring in Ferran Torres, who's been playing really well off the bench in the rotation when he plays and all that recently. I love this Barca team. There's something about this team for me this season. It's like the Spain team this summer. When I watch that team play football, I'm like, yo, how do I choose against this team? How do I choose against this team? Now, they are a little tough because they got a tough game tomorrow, and they will also play midweek. But I think they will have enough to get it done as long as they don't do some, red card stuff. That game they had against, what was it, Monaco? That was a nightmare for them early on in the Champions League. But I'm choosing Barca to advance. So we look at the round of 16, okay? My early predictions, obviously, guys, they will change, right? Because what I just predicted for scores in the first leg, not all that stuff is going to happen. Maybe a couple will happen if I'm lucky, right? I'll probably get every single prediction wrong. That's just how I'm feeling about these teams this season. Doesn't mean it's right. You guys are going to feel differently. I really don't support, one team. I really don't, I'm not a diehard fan of any team, bro. All right? I watch all these games. Try to watch as many as I can. It's just my thoughts on how these teams are playing. So we take a look at what I'm thinking is going to happen in the next round. I'm predicting Liverpool and Villa. I'm predicting Real Madrid and Arsenal. I'm predicting Barcelona and Dortmund. I'm predicting Leverkusen and Inter. So yeah, you could look at it, and basically I predicted all favorites. But it's tough, man, because a lot of these matchups we look at it, like PSG Liverpool. If PSG go out and win by 2 or 3 goals, I'm choosing PSG to win or get enough done at Anfield to go through. So there could be a lot that will change there. If Atletico Madrid go away and they win that game, I'm a little bit more concerned for Real Madrid, right? So that's very important. PSV put up 3 and it goes back to Arsenal. I don't even know. Can Arsenal score that many goals over 2 legs? We have to watch out for that. Barca Benfica. Barca's number 1 goal in that game. Don't let it get out of control. All right, Benfica's going to feel so motivated. If you talk about that game as a video game, every single player on Benfica's going to have plus 10 attributes that game, because if you watch the first game, a lot of Benfica fans feel robbed. So they are going to be putting on for that stadium. It's going to be crazy. So maybe my prediction of Barca 3-2 is a little bit overkill. That might be a draw. All right, Benfica's going to be playing crazy that game. I'm telling you guys right now. All right, and I watched them against the Monaco highlights. Crazy finishes. All right. They're a really good team, okay? Just because they're not playing in England, major leagues, I do think Portugal's a major league, but you know what I mean? Just because they don't get the spotlight these other teams get, they're very good. All right, Dortmund, Lille. I'm going Dortmund. All right, this Bayern Leverkusen game. All right, Munich versus Leverkusen. Look, maybe Bayern Munich finally turn it up, right? Because I really just haven't felt like they've looked great in the Champions League. A little shaky this season. What Bayern team in the Bundesliga plays 28 games and is dropping 8 for points? It's not a usual team. So we will see what happens there. And then, Inter Feyenoord. I don't know. Maybe Inter just spiral, but hopefully Inter feel motivated from last season, because I thought they had you guys might think I'm crazy, but I thought Inter had a really good chance to win the Champions League last season. I really did. I thought they were in my top 4 of favorites to win, and they just had a meltdown against Atletico Madrid. They had a meltdown. They were playing so well. It's such a good squad, and they have a lot of that team still. So maybe they make a run. I mean, look, the conditions are right for really a lot of teams to make a run. I look at this left side, way harder than the right side. All right, PSG, Liverpool, Real Madrid, Atletico Madrid. Someone's going to have to beat Emery at Villa. Arsenal, crazy defensive team, could take you to pens. The right side for me, weaker Dortmund team, weaker Lille team. Barca, Benfica are tough. Not a strong Bayern Munich team this year. Leverkusen are very solid, but both of those teams, are either of those teams going to win the Champions League? I don't see it. Unless Wirtz goes God mode or Musiala goes God mode. I still don't think Kane is going to win a Champions League or a major international trophy, because I don't think the way he plays the game, even though he's a clinical finisher, a great playmaker, I don't think he's a recipe for a championship striker. I just don't. It's no hate. It's just what it is for me. And, Inter Milan, what happens if Inter Milan makes a run to the final? I'm not going to be surprised. I just won't be surprised. So it's a very exciting Champions League, guys. A lot can happen, especially on that right side. So what do you guys think? What are your predictions? Let me know. Get in the comments. I'm out of here, guys. Peace. Have a good one.